Hi, I'm Sunny Harris. We're going to talk about chart analysis with Sunny Bands today, and the title is Know When to Buy Them and When to Sell Them. Please read this disclaimer. It's in full on my website, moneymentor.com. Anything I refer to, if I do refer to performance results, they are hypothetical. And most importantly, past performance is not a predictor of future results. All investing involves risk of loss. This meeting is for educational purposes only. I do not give trading advice. You can lose some or all of your money. Investing or trading are risky businesses, and never risk more than you can afford to lose. So these slides will be posted on moneymentor.com, so you can click on this and see the full disclosures. I am a professional trader. I've been trading for a little over 42 years, coming up on 43 pretty soon. I trade futures, stocks, and crypto, but I do not trade options. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first, and then we'll go into looking at Sunny Bands on charts. I've been a professional trader since 1981, through the 41% crash of 1987, the 38% crash of 2000 with the dot-com bubble, 52% crash of 2007 to 2008, as well as the 38% COVID crash. And of course, all the ensuing bull markets. I love to help people learn to trade or trade better. This is my passion in life. I want to help you be the best trader you can be. And I don't hold anything back like some vendors do. I tell you exactly how I trade and exactly how I use Sunny Bands. So don't hesitate to call me. This is my cell phone number in red, 760-908-3070 Pacific Time. And my email is sunny@moneymentor.com. And there's my website, moneymentor.com. So I trade the S&P futures contract, the mini, S&P mini, and I use 1 minute and 5 minute charts to trade. The S&P is said to be one of the most difficult markets to trade, but it's my specialty, and it's the thing I've done for 42 years. Lucky for me, they just started the E-mini when I started trading. And I do have longer term stock holdings, but to me that means a week or more. So I do swing trading with Sunny Bands on daily charts to do stocks. And I do a little bit of cryptocurrencies. So now I'm going to demonstrate my tools to you. I have several: the Dynamic Moving Average, or DMA, Sunny Bands, and the Dynamic Moving Average Histogram, and I'm going to explain what each of these things does, and who's on top, and PHW, which stands for Potential Hourly Wage. So here's a chart of the Dow. How do you know when to get in and when to get out of that with nothing on it? Well, you don't, but let's look at it with my DMA on it, Dynamic Moving Average. The gold and purple lines show me when to be long and when to be short, but they're a little bit late, so I created the Sunny Bands. My DMA is magical, and it's the core of everything that I do. It's mathematical, and here are some of the equations I used in setting this thing up and programming it. Here's a picture with standard moving averages, simple moving averages on it. And you can see how they cross over here, they cross over up here. They catch that one pretty well, but then they cross over here and again here and again here. So every time we go through a choppy period, these standard moving averages cross over and you lose money. So the whipsaw that we saw is what was the bane of my existence early on. And I realized that in my trading with moving averages, I would gain in the trends and lose in the choppy periods. So I set to work designing a moving average that would not whipsaw. And I called it my dynamic moving average. And that's because it recalculates its own inputs with each tick of the market. So instead of 9 and 18 as length 1 and length 2 in the standard moving average, I have a moving average that calculates its own input values. And then I added boundaries, which are called sunny bands, and they are the green outer bands, the blue inner bands, and these are average true ranges away from the dynamic moving average, which then makes them dynamic as well. They're not a standard ATR. Next, I add the DMA histogram at the bottom of my chart, and this, when it's below the zero line, I know that the purple line's on top. When it's above the zero line, I know the gold line is on top. That helps me decide the overall direction of the market. But when gold turns to red, I know to be looking for potential sales opportunities. Likewise, when purple is on top, it's below the zero line, and when it turns green, I know to be looking for long opportunities. So I use the histogram to confirm my sunny band signals. And then I add my PHW indicator to the chart. These are the yellow dots that you see on all the ideal turning points. Now, it's not possible to catch all these ideal turning points. I use them for research because they do show up after the fact, not before the fact. Of course, it would be really wonderful if they showed up before the fact, but they don't. So for instance, down here on the far right, we've got a yellow dot on top, and it goes down to the bottom. How do we know that that's the full bottom yet? We don't. So until it turns, the yellow dot will not appear. But at the end of the chart, the yellow dot prints several things. The date range that's on the chart, the ideal profit, which is if you could go long at the top yellow dots and short at the top yellow dots and go long at the bottom yellow dots, then those are the ideal trades. So if you're trading all the ideal trades, then this indicator prints out to the right what the ideal profit or loss would be. And it also prints out the PHW, which is 60% of the ideal. And that's because I figure I can get in 20% late and out 20% late and still make a profit. So 60% is actually the PHW, 60% of the ideal. And then it also prints out the number of trades, and as I said, the date range that's on the chart. Then I add who's on top, which is the purple and gold dots at the bottom of the chart, and they show whether purple's on top by plotting purple or whether gold's on top by plotting gold. Now, how do we trade this? Here's a chart, same chart we were looking at, where I've drawn vertical lines, and the vertical lines show where the sunny bands would have taken the trade. So I'm following blue bars coming up, up, up like this, turning red outside, turning the blue outside the band, turn red inside the band, and then I wait for a confirmation. So right there's a red candle followed by another red candle, which gives me the confirmation, and that's where I go short. Likewise, it's coming down this way to the bottom, turns blue and goes up, confirming, and we go long. And we just do this all day long. Here's another confirmation of the red. It bounces back up, scaring us out, and then drops to the bottom. So my Sunny Bands rules are available on moneymentor.com under downloads. You can download a little presentation that shows you the rules I use to trade Sunny Bands. Now, what happened? That's $64,387 on the trades I had marked on the Dow. Not bad. And they work on any symbol, any time frame. Here's a chart of the ES, which is the E-mini, on a monthly basis, and you can see that's where I went short on that. Here's the same ES on a 30-minute basis, and you can see the Sunny Bands work exactly the same way, top to bottom, to top to bottom. This is the SPY, which a lot of people like to trade on a 30-minute basis, so you can compare. And this is Tesla on a 5-minute basis. Tesla is one of my favorite stocks to trade. Don't hesitate to call me. Here again is my number, 760-908-3070, and my email, and TimingResearch.com is my website. Thank you very much.